Every man you admire, from athletes to entrepreneurs, isn't running on special DNA. They're running on a system that makes discipline easier and success inevitable. That's the system I'm about to show you. In this video, I'm going to break down the 6 pillars of discipline, the system that gives you the ability to level up your health, wealth, relationships, and step into your higher purpose. By the way, my name is Alex. Personal development is my favorite thing to talk about. I've transformed my fitness, wealth, relationships, and spirituality, and now I help other men do the same thing. So, let's jump in. The first pillar is body. It goes first because your physical health impacts your dopamine, which impacts your motivation. You only have a certain amount of dopamine per day, and your brain uses the most of it when it anticipates a reward. The problem is that when you are rewarding yourself with scrolling, alcohol, porn, drugs, you get super motivated to do all those things, and you don't get motivated to work on your goals. But now imagine, instead of craving sugar and social media, your brain actually craved doing hard work and working on your goals. Well, that's exactly what the highest performing men do. Their brains are addicted to winning. And step 1 is removing all of those things that you're used to rewarding yourself with. Then your brain is going to reallocate that dopamine and make you more motivated to find success in your goals. But what if I told you that you could increase the amount of dopamine that you have available? Is it possible to get more so that motivation comes easier? Yes, it is. One of the biggest ways you increase your dopamine is through your physical fitness. The thing is, most fitness advice is about adding more supplements, more workouts, more hacks. But I think the best way to approach it is by removal. I recommend 14 days of a strict carnivore diet in order to reset your dopamine. This will reduce all of your cravings for sugar, and that's what it did for me as well. Afterward, you can reintroduce whole foods, but that still means cutting out seed oils and processed foods entirely. So, what about training? Having a training frequency is also key, but you don't need to be in the gym as much as the Instagram influencers or your gym rat friends say that you need to be. Just do 1 full body training twice per week. This will set the foundation for your health. If you want help getting through those first 14 days, stick around till the end of the video. So, now that your body has a good engine that won't break down on you, you need a map to know where you're going and how you're going to get there. That's why the second pillar is alignment. Have you ever told yourself, I'll figure out my purpose once I have money? Or, yeah, it all feels pointless, but I'll feel better when I lose weight. The common belief is that clarity only comes after you succeed in your goals. Most people have it backwards. The truth is that you're having trouble doing the work to achieve the goals because you don't have a clear purpose. You don't get clarity by waiting. You get it by confronting the hard questions now. After changing your environment and getting a healthy body, ask yourself, why do I even want this? On 1 page, write your goals for health, wealth, relationships, and higher purpose. Then, across all your goals, try to get to the root feeling that's actually motivating you. For example, are you trying to prove something to yourself or to others? Are you trying to protect your family or your future? Are you trying to build something? Are you trying to serve someone? This is what's called your primary driver emotion. Once you find the emotion that drives you, you can hone in on it and use it to your advantage. Afterward, write down 1 big goal that you will focus on for the next 90 days. Not 10 goals, prioritize just 1. When you remove all the cravings and distractions like you did earlier, this allows you to see what you truly care about, and your passion and discipline rise because all your energy is focused and aligned to a single target. So now that you're aligned on where you're going, how do you make progress every single day to make sure that you get there? That's where the third pillar comes in, which is refinement. What a lot of guys don't realize is that rapid success is not just about how fast you learn. It's about how fast you improve. You may not have known that the ability to improve quickly is actually a skill that you can learn. All of the great men got really good at analyzing themselves and seeing where they can do something better or seeing where they can decrease their resistance. So, I recommend learning this skill as fast as possible. For the next 30 to 90 days, track your entire day like a madman. Log your sleep and your wake times, your meals, your steps, your training, your screen time, and how long you spend doing deep work. Each night, reflect on the day. Ask yourself, what are you going to improve tomorrow? And every Sunday, pick 1 action to increase, 1 to improve, and 1 to remove, and set the next week's plan around them. This manic season is where ROI explodes for you. Successful guys already built this habit in their minds. You'll achieve the same skill in 1 to 3 months, and then you can stop tracking because you'll have learned a lot about yourself and you'll have built the skill of improving quickly. Shout out to my friend Jose who implemented this. I analyzed the logs that I had him fill out for 3 months after he came to me and asked me for help with his routines. The results showed that he went from totally hit or miss to 80% plus consistency. And he even trained for a half marathon and absolutely crushed it. So now that you know how to lock in success, how do you make sure that you don't get stressed or even bored as you try to get there? That's where the soul pillar comes in. This matters because someone who needs everything going right in order for them to be happy is a very weak person who's not going to last long in anything. This is about how you steer your emotional state on command. Just like we did in the last pillar, we want to build new habits that are going to be good for our soul by being rigorous about them for 1 to 3 months. In this case, it's going to be practicing stillness and gratitude. First, fix your language. Say, I get to, not I have to. I'm ready, not I'm anxious. I'm learning this, not I can't. Second, set a 10-minute timer daily for meditation and box breathing. This helps ground you in reality, but don't do this without the third practice, which is to practice gratitude. You want to approach this like it's a tool. Write 3 specific things that you're grateful for each morning or nighttime to meditate on. And whenever you're stressed or bored, list 5 more things on the spot. This is the simplest, most common, yet most overlooked practice. If you train this, you will carry calm into your workouts, your work, and your conflicts. So now you have a healthy body, a destination, a way to get there, and emotional control along the way when things get tough. But who's on this journey with you? Are you surrounded by friends or enemies? That's where the family pillar comes in. When you get locked in, you're going to enter what Alex Ramosi calls the lonely season. You won't fully relate to your old circle anymore, but you're also not in the new one yet. That gap is your lonely season. This feeling of loneliness makes it easy for us to stick around people who drag us away from our goals without us realizing it. So here's the plan. Do a 30-minute audit tonight. List the 10 people you've spent the most time with this month and consider whether time with them moves you toward your goals that you picked in alignment or away from them. For the next 30 days, spend time with some of the people that move you closer, but set healthy boundaries with the people that don't. When a good faith friend invites you to stuff that derails you, set a clean boundary and offer a swap. You can say, hey, in this season of my life, I'm focused until I achieve this thing. So I'm skipping all the nights out. We can grab coffee on a Sunday morning. After setting these boundaries, start finding mentors. Pick 1 to 3 people who are ahead of you and send a short note with your goal and ask them for advice. The lonely season is probably the toughest part of this entire process, but keep watching to the end and I'll show you how I bridge that gap so that you're not walking in it alone. Okay, by now you have a healthy body, a destination, a way to get there, emotional stability, and people who are on this journey with you. But is there a meaning to any of it? Do you just work hard and then die at some point? Or can your life tell a story that inspires people? That brings us to the last pillar, which is legacy. Here's something that you won't hear the influencers say. Personal development without generosity is pointless. You can work on yourself all you want, but if you're not impacting other people, you will collapse into self-sabotage over and over again. Insecurities stem from a place of thinking about yourself so much that you can't escape your own thoughts. Discipline lasts when it serves something beyond yourself. And guess what? Generosity and humility is also learned. It's a skill. And you can become more generous without becoming always available. We just spoke about how you're meant to set proper boundaries with people. But when you are with people, be the most kind, loving, and generous version of yourself. Put your phone away, be a good listener, ask real questions, treat someone to food, help someone out. I also want you to zoom out and take 30 minutes to write down the impact that you want to make on the people you care about. What do you want your future kids to inherit? When your actions and your thoughts feed someone else's future, skipping cheap dopamine gets easy. Now, if you didn't get a chance to take notes while watching, don't worry. There's a link below with a ton of free resources for you to install the 6 pillars into your life. There's also a link to my Instagram. If you have any questions or you want any advice, shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'd love to help.